All right, how you guys doing? Man, what a game. That was a fun one. It's fun for our team. It's fun for our league. First, I just want to say thank you to the fan base today. That was incredible. I mean, every third down, fourth down, that's what it's all about. That's the experience that we're trying to give our players and our league and really the other team. I mean, honestly, like, you got to play in these elements, and these elements help guys raise their bar and take it to the next level. And we just got a huge game next week, a divisional opponent. And I'm just asking everybody again, like I always say, bring a friend. Bring one friend. But, man, it was loud today. It was a factor, and I'm really appreciative of the fan base for coming out and supporting us in this game. As far as the game is concerned, listen, these are what the games are. I think every team is getting better and better every single week in our league. It is tough to win football games, and I'll tell you, it was back and forth all the way through. You know, we did a nice job in the first half. We weathered some storms. We didn't turn the ball over. We really got a jolt with the big man, number 88, coming back, the reigning offensive player of the year, and, man, he was special today. And he's a problem. He's a problem when he gets the ball. He's a problem as a blocker, and we're just thankful to have him. And I'm glad, Eric and the training staff did a great job of just holding off one more week and being smart with him, and, man, he's back. So just a phenomenal job by him. Congrats to Max, man. His legs were a difference today. Thought he made some big plays with his arms, and it's really just reps and confidence for him. He hasn't played in a while. We showed a bunch of clips of him making great plays at TCU, and, we showed a video of, Kurt Warner stepping in as the backup with the Rams back in this place when, my friend Trent Green went down, and that's what it's about. Guys got to rally around guys, and you could see the confidence kind of rise, and the plan was great by our coaches and execute it well. Defensively, listen, that's a good team. Perkins is a heck of a quarterback, and I'm kind of glad he wasn't in the game for that span. Kind of got us, reorganized a little bit. But, man, he had a fantastic day passing today. It was a challenge for us, challenged our corners. They got playmakers on that team. But I just felt like the way we ran the ball, our guys were physical up front, a lot of great blocks on the perimeter by our receivers, and it took all of us. I think that's the thing I preach is our team is really good. And if we play like a team, we're going to win a lot of football games, and we don't lean on one particular person to do it. And as long as we have that mentality, these are the kind of outcomes we can expect. So just, shout out to Coach Nolan. That's a tough team. They're well coached. They're well disciplined. And listen, anytime I can go up against great coaches like him, Stoops, Coach Phillips, and get a W, I cherish those days. So we learned a lot today. We can get better, but it's a huge win for us bouncing back after 2 straight losses.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Talk about Blake. That was a bullet. I mean, he put that thing. I know he has quarterbacking skills in the past, but that was something.
Yeah, I mean, just his ability when he got outside, he kind of moved back, found some space, stepped up on the outside of the pocket there, and just threw a dime. That's what we're talking about, just guys kind of stepping up and making plays. When your moment comes, we talk about it. When your number's called, make the play. And it's not easy. There's a lot of pressure. Guys go out there, they practice hard. No one knows when their number's going to be called. And in that moment, Blake had to, maneuver and do some things in that situation. And, calling his number and the play caller to actually call that play that late in the game when it mattered to have trust. That's great. So it's great for Blake. We trust our players. We tell them all the time. We believe, we trust in them. And ultimately, we're going to try to put them in the best positions to win games. And they got to make plays, and they did today.
Was that Phil's call on that one?
Absolutely, yeah. That was worked all week. We've been working that play, throughout the last couple weeks. But listen, it was ready made for this game. We had the big man there on the outside. He's obviously a matchup problem. Whether he was covered or he breaks away, there's a lot of ways to get him the football, right? So I'm just glad we were able to kind of get him involved. What did he only had 2 catches, but man, 124, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's how you make your presence felt, and he was a difference maker for us.
Talk about this. This was a gut check win. This was, I mean, you don't want to say must win, but this is one you needed to have.
No question. We lost 2 games in a row. Our quarterback is out for the year. Guys just have to step up and respond. You start to lose confidence. It's a natural thing, right? You just don't know, like, what are we? What's our identity? How are we going to bounce back? Or is anything good going to happen to us? Like, every down, every play, it's so vitally important. But it was nice for us to get the lead at half. I just felt like that was a turning point for our team. Now, obviously we don't want to, let the opponent get back, and they did. They're good. They fought back, and we have to be better. We have to get off the field on defense. Give them a lot of credit. They ran the ball effective and hard. The quarterback was really good in the RPO game, and he made some plays. And there's a lot of times where he was kind of stepping back, throwing the football, have to make completions. He dropped a really nice pass in the touchdown up the sidelines. He had another one late in the game going the other direction up the sidelines. We just got to be better in those moments and, make plays. So, but offense picked us up. Special teams did a great job. Those are the keys for us for really winning games, is everybody just playing together as a team and battling and weathering those storms.
Talk about the defense. Maybe numbers-wise wasn't as great, but they stepped up on that last drive when they had to.
Yeah, you got to finish games. I mean, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you've done throughout the football game. We're able to get the lead. Now you got to protect it. And, 4 plays, right? 4 downs. The crowd was awesome. I mean, that was great energy. It's huge. I mean, it was just a great environment to be in. It was like a playoff environment, and we needed that kind of environment and that kind of, like, the stakes of that game, because you're right. Now, we needed this victory. I mean, losing 3 in a row is just catastrophic. I don't know how your team's going to react after 3 straight losses, but they willed this one out, and I give them a lot of credit, man. They fought in this game. They didn't let it waver, and they played great to finish all the way for 4 quarters.
You hear the call on Blake's throw. What goes through your mind then? You're thinking, this is going to work now? Or, maybe we shouldn't do this? Or what are you thinking?
I mean, we got the big man out there. Just find him. Just throw it up. I wish he had more than 2 catches, but they were pretty big in the game. But it was just good to have Hakeem back, just fighting through that injury. We took the time. He was patient with it. He didn't let himself waver and get down. And that's a confidence builder. Listen, if you're not playing in a couple weeks, you haven't touched the ball, like, hell, you want to make great plays. You want to go out there and be a difference maker. But, man, you got to get in a groove. You got to find your way. And I just think that's a huge confidence builder for him. And he's a streaky guy, man. Like, when he's going, he's going. He's hard to stop. And that's what it's all about. We want to get him the ball. We should have probably fed him a little earlier, but he was blocking, doing a lot of things, as well as every guy was, man. Like, I just think we all feed off each other. The offensive line, guys stepped up. We had 2 guys go down. We had, Bradley Ashmore came in and did a great job at right tackle. Stepped in, like, didn't miss a beat. And that's what it's about. We have great depth. We have a good roster. And we just trust our players, man. Like, next man up. Let's go and go make a play. Like Blake and all these other guys, when their moments came, they stepped up big.
Come back to you, James. Go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, Max Duggan really impressed today. The 2 rushing touchdowns, using his legs. He was seeing the field much better than last week. How much of that was the preparation of your coaching staff and just kind of keeping the same game plan, but throwing in some different wrinkles in there for Max to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he had a full week of practice. He took all the snaps. Like, that helps, right? I mean, Max is a player. That again, a confidence builder. Guys rallied around him. And it's not just about Max. It's about all of us just raising our level, raising our game. I'm proud of him. It's hard. It's hard to come in. There's a lot. Our offense is not simple, right? I mean, we try to simplify it as best we can, but, the sell for Max was helping him grow in an NFL system, right? And there's challenges to that. And he had his challenges with the Chargers, and he, didn't get the reps there because, you're just not the guy, and you don't get those opportunities to play. So, man, his legs were fierce today. He was very efficient with the football, stayed out of trouble, no turnovers. I mean, that's going to win a lot of football games for us. So, that's something to build on. And, yeah, we tweaked some things and tried to get plays that he was familiar and he liked. And, ultimately he's going to have to make plays on whatever we have. We have a full gamut of opportunities and pass plays to run, and, we trust him on all of them. So guys just got to make plays. When the ball comes your way, you got to go get it. And when you have an open receiver, you got to make the throw. So, again, it was an efficient day for him, and his legs obviously is very helpful. He's a strong runner, and he's hard to stop.
Hakeem, you were, so Max threw you the first pass of the game, and, it was a drop, but he threw you the ball and he tested, the defender. How did that feel just to be back out there and just running a route again and just thrown the ball and getting an opportunity?
I mean, it was an amazing feeling. Like Coach said, just to be out there, I've missed 3 weeks. definitely didn't want to be out that long, just me being the competitor I am. But, that's why coaches did a smart thing. And as you see, it paid off today. But just to get the first pass, Phil believing in me and Max trusting me and us getting the right coverage, it was a good thing. I wish we completed it. I could have scored on that one too, but it was fun to just be out there. I was more ecstatic than about the blocking and just being out there hitting guys than I was even about catching the ball.
And Coach, I wanted to ask you, what's your pitch to someone who's never been to a Battlehawks game before?
I mean, watch the replay of this game. Give it a try. I mean, that was a great environment. That was freaking fun. I mean, seriously, like I said, not just for our players, but Michigan's, to come in here and those elements, again, if you want to play at the next level, you got to be able to raise your level of play in these kind of environments, right? So it's great for me. All those moments, situation, all the stuff that's going on, just being in tune, it's great. All our players embrace it, and we'd love to have more fans. If we get the same number of fans next week, that's awesome. We're happy with that. But, bring one friend. I say it all the time. Just bring one more person. And we need them here. We really do. It's a difference maker. They're awesome on third down, fourth down, whatever we needed. We made some big stops today on some of those downs, and it does. A couple false starts. It's fun. It really is fun. And get in the dome early next week. Don't come in when we kick off. Let's get out. It's a night game. You got plenty of time to get sauced up or whatever they say these days. And let's have a fun time in the dome. I want it packed. Why not? What else are we doing? Friday night. The weekend started. Everybody's got energy on Friday night. Let's come to the Dome this week and have a great time. Nice suit, by the way, man. You're fly today. I like it. Yeah.
Okay, Hakeem, we already talked a little about Max, but he wasn't the only one you obviously caught a touchdown pass from. How impressed were you by Blake's throw, and how confident were you in the play when it was called?
Oh, I told him at halftime to call a play. So, I wish it would have got called a little bit earlier, but that's above my pay grade. But trusting in Blake is the guy played quarterback in college. He works hard as hell every day, and I trust in his preparation. We worked it in practice, and we completed it in practice. And so, again, the trust of Phil, trust of Blake, Max, everybody on the team, just even putting me in that position, I'm thankful.
Hakeem, how tough was it to sit out? I mean, you're healthy enough to probably play, but they just wanted to make sure you were 100%. Was that difficult, prowling the sidelines with nothing to do?
He's not allowed on the sidelines as an injured guy, so he's sitting he's sitting on the couch. That's what he was doing.
There we go.
Yeah, I was at the crib for two of them, and then on the sideline for a little bit in the Arlington game. But it's definitely tough. I'm a competitor, and just not even being able to practice, it bothered me. So I still probably did more than what I should have been doing, working out on the side. But trusting in Eric, who I'm thankful for him to just help us through all these years. We got the best trainer in the UFL, maybe in every league, truthfully. And then Sean Hayes, those two guys, they did numbers for me, and just.
And I give you a lot of positive reinforcement during the week as well, right?
And
That's
AB,
huge, right?
just always putting that battery in my back. Sometimes it's a kick in the butt, and sometimes it's some praise. You just never know what you're gonna get. But
it's a big weekend for the Cyclones. Him and some others. It's pretty sweet, man. Yeah,
all of
no
us,
doubt.
But I'm just happy to be back out there. Truthfully, I just want to keep this thing rolling, and like I always say, I'm one man. I'm one of 11, and it takes all of us.
Was that hard sitting at home watching this, backing up? Is that sitting, like you said, on the couch? Is that wow?
It was tough, but I trust in my teammates. I watch these guys all the time. I think we have the best receiver room in the league, and we got a lot of guys that honestly probably shouldn't be here. With a lot of work ethic that I truly believe in. So, we were in every game, win or lose. We were in every game down to the last drive. So, it was hard, but that's just me being a competitor.
This is a huge win that can kickstart a great final 5 games, isn't it? I mean, this was something you can really build on.
Yeah, I believe so. Losing 3 games in this league is tough for sure, but especially with it being so little games and so little teams. But we just take it one game at a time. So we want to know this week. We start over next week.
Very good. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Go
Appreciate
Battlehawks.